Hello and welcome to the Critic Universe. Today we're going to be talking about everything we know so far about Ark Survival Ascended. Now, if you are familiar with the channel, you'll know that recently I've been keeping up to date with what's going on with Ark Survival Ascended. For those of you that don't know, Ascended is a remaster of Ark Survival Evolved. However, not much more information is actually out about it. What we know is that it's going to be using Unreal Engine 5, and with that we should see huge graphical upgrades. We also know that it's going to be retailing for around $39.99 US. And with that purchase, we'll also get access later in DLC, Scorched Earth, Aberration, Genesis 1 and 2, and Extinction, as well as access to non-canon maps. So basically, we know that Ark as we know it will get remastered. New things are going to be added. It's been said that new structures are going to be added. It's been said that new dinos are going to be added. And recently, we have been having a creature vote for what creature will win, which creature will be added to which map. And recently, the latest one to be added was this bad boy, the Dreadnoughticus, with 30,000 votes being cast for this to be added to Extinction. It won the creature vote and of course will be added to that DLC when it is released next year in 2024. But until then, of course, we start on the island map, which is where I'm recording my footage for it right now. Unfortunately, when it comes to actual real footage created within Unreal Engine 5, there is surprisingly nothing out there. In fact, about the only things out there has been a few stills that have been making comparisons between what the game used to look like and a few of the tools that is going to be enhanced in the visuals that we're going to see in the future. But all of that could be about to change because recently Ark did announce the shutdown of all official servers. Snapshots had begun to take place. Those snapshots of all of the official servers will be able to be played again on non-dedicated servers in the future, but all official servers are coming to an end. In fact, there was only 4 days left of the official servers being open with Ark. All of those servers, of course, are going to be transferred over to Ark Survival Ascended servers in the future. And with that happening, I think a lot of information is going to start trickling down the grapevine extremely soon. Now, I'm personally in the Discord for Ark Survival Ascended, and of course, I follow them over on Twitter as well. At the moment, there has been very, very little information, but a few things have started to change. For instance, the announcement of the Ambassadors program showing that they are about to start handing out this game to certain reviewers to be able to be a voice and provide a platform for showing what Ark Survival Ascended actually has to offer. One of the things we already know, which is kind of a big change, is that PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam players will all be able to play together at the same time. It's going to be completely crossplay. It's going to be really weird because it's going to mean we're going to have PlayStation, Xbox, and PC players in the same tribe on the same server, all fighting against each other. Just how handicapped the console players are going to be compared to the PC players is a real question, one I want kind of answered soon, and maybe Wildcard are going to be able to give us some kind of bridge, because as we know, the turning circle on console can be quite horrendous when compared to PC players. Anyone that's ever played, for instance, Warzone, any kind of Call of Duty or Battlefield, they know when you go up against console and PC players, there is a huge difference. So just how this is actually going to be balanced when PvP comes around is a huge question. But for PvE players, for people playing single player, this is actually a huge deal, because it means you're going to be able to play with your friends regardless of what platform they are playing on. Personally, I think this is a big thing. It's a very rare occurrence where PlayStation 5 and Xbox are able to play together. So if anyone's got any friends they haven't been able to hook up with beforehand, now in Ark Survival Ascended, it looks like you're going to have your chance. Now, a while ago, it was also released that Ark Survival Ascended is going to have two, not one, but two brand new expansion packs added to the game in 2024. What those are exactly, we have no idea of, but it should mean that it should be at least brand new maps, possibly, that we've never seen in Ark before. In other words, brand new content just made for Ark Survival Ascended. Personally, I'm all for this. The wait for Ark 2 could be a long while off, especially as Ark have gone on record to say there will be no new updates, no game features, no pictures, no anything this year relating to Ark 2. This year is all firmly in Ark Survival Ascended 1.5. So if nothing's being released on Ark 2 this year, it could be a couple of years off yet. For me, one of the most interesting things that have happened recently is over on the official Discord. They've released something called Question of the Day, where over the next 10 days, they've given us a very specific timeline here. Over the next 10 days, they are going to ask one question and see what kind of answers they actually get from the community. Now, on day one, they started with a very controversial question. The question was, cryopods, are you for them or against them? And he wanted us to explain exactly why we either wanted them or didn't want them. And looking through the answers, I was very surprised. The community is incredibly split between, both wanting the cryopods on day one and not wanting them on day one as well, perhaps waiting until they were actually added with the original Ark. But one thing is for sure, there is no easy answer for any of these questions. So whether they are added or not added, at the moment, we don't know. But it does seem the wildcard understand that this is a big talking point. On day two, the question was, what new features would we like to see added to Ark in the future? That was an interesting one. Lots of things being suggested. Personally, I would like to see some kind of offline raid protection for PvP official, because everyone knows that spending 14 hours in the game only to go to bed and wake up and find out your base has been completely raided while you're offline kind of sucks. Another piece of news that we know for definite, now this was actually released a long time ago, but we was also got confirmation within the Discord as well. There will be no server transfers at launch. Server transfers are going to come in, but they're only going to come in December when Ark Survival Ascended Scorch Earth DLC drops. Personally, I can't wait for Scorch Earth. This is one of my favorite maps that they ever released. I got a lot of fond memories in Scorch. Of course, I don't want to be running away from those terror birds, but I am excited to see there is a new dino dropping. This bad boy, of course, won the creature vote way back when, and we will see it in Scorch Earth when that drops in December of this year. Now, I have had quite a few people ask, when is Ark Survival Ascended dropping? Exactly when it is dropping, and is it going to be delayed? Well, I very, very much doubt that this is going to be delayed. It seems kind of set in stone that it is releasing in late October, but that is unfortunately all we have. We know that it's going to be the end of October. We don't know if it's going to be on the day and date end or if it's going to be releasing a couple of days early. What we do also know is that there's going to be no pre-orders in the store. So for me, I feel like what that means is the game as it is right now isn't necessarily polished. And that is a little bit worrying because no pre-orders means they don't have an exact date for when this game is going to be ready. And we know with wildcards, there's probably going to be a few bugs, unfortunately, and a few things need to be, ironed out at a later date, but hopefully it is playable on day one of release. Now, while I was looking around for some information about, Ark Survival Ascended, I found this. It's a small list of a few extra features that are going to be added upon release. For me, I'm quite excited about this. Now, we all know that this is on Unreal Engine 5. They've also said that they're going to be an anti-cheat that's going to be, edged in. I guess this may be for the PC because you can't really cheat too much on PlayStation or Xbox unless they're talking about meshing and undermapping and that kind of thing. One of the more interesting features I'm looking forward to is the baby dino. Now it says dino baby management, quality of life. I wonder exactly what that means and what they're going to be introducing. We know that hand feeding sucks. For any original Ark players, they know hand feeding does absolutely suck. Is there going to be something that make that a little bit easier? We're going to have to wait and find out. There's going to be wild baby dinos. Now that for me is going to be really interesting. Exactly what you can be able to do with those or see them. It's going to be really interesting to see just, a baby stego walking across the map or even a baby giga. A little bit interesting there. There's also going to be new quality of life when it comes to new snap points. So in other words, when you're building, snap points are going to be slightly improved. Now, this tweet doesn't give away much, but what it does say is that Ark Survival Ascended should be a better game all round. Hopefully, it's going to be a lot smoother. Hopefully, we're not going to have that paper mache dinos that we're all probably very familiar with as well. I think it's important to remember that the original Ark is now over 8 years old. So if there was ever a game to get a remaster like this, I'm kind of glad that it is Ark, because it's one of my favorite games of all time. Who doesn't love dinosaurs and the ability to go out riding them, using them for, gathering resources and stuff like that? It's kind of awesome. Hopefully this launches absolutely amazingly. It's probably going to need a little bit of a polish, but here I'm excited for it on day one. And of course, guys, if you want more Ark Survival Ascended news, I will be keeping you covered over the next month, because I think over the next couple of weeks at least, we're going to start getting some real information and a few more grounded facts, because right now we don't know if cryoballs are going to be added. Right now we don't know if we're going to be able to build in caves. These are things that need answers, and we're going to get them very soon. Fingers crossed. Anyway, stick with the channel and you'll get all the news as it releases. And of course, if you're looking for a tribe, or if you're just looking for more people to kind of talk to about this game, about Ark 1.5, we do have an active and growing Discord. The link is down in the description of the video. But until next time, I've been a monk, who've been Chris at Yakutis, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.